Our top story tonight, four-time Indianapolis 500 champion and three-time Rolex 24 at Daytona race winner Helio Castroneves will attempt to qualify for next month's Daytona 500 and make his NASCAR Cup Series debut. Trackhouse Racing is bringing back the Project 91 car for Castroneves. He'll be driving the number 91 Chevrolet, sponsored by Wendy's. This means that Trackhouse has four drivers from four different countries, with Ross Chastain for the United States, Daniel Suarez from Mexico, Shane Van Gisbergen from New Zealand, and Castroneves from Brazil. If Castroneves were to win the Great American Race, he would become the third driver in history to win both the Indy 500 and Daytona 500, potentially joining the likes of Mario Andretti and AJ Foyt. Now, since the number 91 Chevrolet is an uncharted open car, Castroneves will need to qualify by racing his way in through the duels or falling back on qualifying time. The photo courtesy there of Trackhouse Racing. Matt's with me to answer all this as well. Matt, good evening. Happy New Year. How exciting is it to see Helio Castroneves entering the Daytona 500? And will he have an uphill battle to make the race, since we're expecting to see a more competitive group of open cars on the entry list?
Well, Happy New Year to you, Josh. Happy New Year to Kobe. Happy New Year, everybody. It might be, the 8th, but we can still say Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too, Joe. And Happy New Year, everybody. And Adam as well. Everyone, all the regulars are back with us, which is great. Spread the word. We're here every Wednesday until next Christmas, basically. Pretty much all the way through the year. We're back for another big year of 2025. Castroneves to Daytona then. You said if he wins, which is a sentence that you go, yeah, okay. It's Helio Castroneves. So the likelihood is that this could happen. If only they found a spot for him in that GTD entry we talked about before Christmas with McLaughlin, Van Gisbergen and the like in the Corvette. That would have been cool. But yeah, great story. More eyes again for NASCAR to get them in the spotlight in the early part of the season. Of course, he's got to make the race on qualification time and through the duels and everything else. But if he can get there, then so be it. We know that they're pretty decently strong on super speedways, as we've seen in the last couple of years. Chastain got a win at Talladega. Suarez had that win at Atlanta last year by about that much in the early portion of the season. So we know that the Trackhouse package is good on the super speedways. Really exciting, big sponsor to come with Wendy's. Of course, they've been part of the Van Gisbergen project last year, which is a strange thing that we're now saying that was last year, but it was. So this is all really, really cool news, and I think there'll be. I can already see the high shot from the grandstands as the cars come off of turn 4 at some stage in the race when he finds himself in the lead, and all of the patrons and the crowd down there in Florida going potty, because if that happens at some stage during the race, then that'll be just a cool thing. Just another. We talked a lot of there's been a lot of bad news side stories with NASCAR over the last 6 months with all the Denny stuff off track, but this is another on track good story, which is great to see and great to kick off the year with.
I can just hear, even though I'm going to be doing the commentary as well, I can just hear Matthew Owen screaming coming out of Zone 4. It's echoing back in time. And Mike Joy, yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun this year as well. In the team's press release, Castroneves said he never imagined entering a NASCAR race in his wildest dreams. Bit of Taylor Swift from there. But he felt like this was an opportunity that nobody in their right mind could ever turn down. However, he understands that this is going to be a huge challenge for him, but knows that Trackhouse will have the right people in place helping him prepare. Now, yesterday, Castroneves did a virtual media availability session. According to Steve Taranto from CBS Sports, the Brazilian driver said that NASCAR is going to allow him to take some laps around Talladega Superspeedway in the Cup car before Daytona, in order to get familiar with how the car works and everything around there as well. Now, he'll also get to participate in the Cup Series practice session on the morning of single car qualifying for the Daytona 500 as well. Now, 2 decades ago, Castroneves did compete in the IROC at Daytona and ran reasonably well in the draft. Adam says as well, Helio does have experience, of course, thanks to the IROC racing series in the past. Of course, Adam, being a keen motorsport fan, knows and remembers it well going forward.